There was certainly a lot of foresight in the early days of designing things. We went through a phase where when you design something, you designed it to last and also to be, you tried to look to the future as to what might happen. When they put the sewer through, they over-designed it quite substantially. And consequently, now they're building all the high-rise stuff, the sewer can still carry it.
Engineering within Sydney Water was at the forefront when I started through my career, on particularly civil engineering, construction, electrical, telemetries, all those. Sydney Water actually developed their own telemetry system. Stuff that's now in service is a pre-runner of the original designs. They're commercially made now, but you know, that telemetry system is one of the best I've seen. As far as civil engineering and construction work, they were on the forefront and built things to last. So much so, about the latter part of my career, they created AWT, Australian Water Technology, where they actually provide this service to countries overseas.
A lot of our assets were built with a long life intended, 100 years, 100 years plus. Our oldest reservoir at Crown Street, I think, was built in 1852 and it's still running, absolutely amazing. So we've been able to look after these assets and contribute well into Sydney's evolution. Again, a lot of our large wastewater systems, I look at the foresight and the engineering design that went into the way that they're built. Our northern suburbs ocean outfalls, our sluice, etc., the way they were built, they were thought of, future growth. So nothing was sort of done minimalist. There was big picture views as to what we needed to be done, and it was done very well.
Is that Sydney Water has successfully planned for the growth of Sydney. There is not a development that occurs in Sydney within the sort of the defined growth area of Sydney, that Sydney Water is not able to meet the needs of that growth. And it continues to do that, and it's done that throughout its history.
The obvious one for me was the water crisis, July '98 from memory, for a couple of months after that. Resilience, because I think there were a lot of people who certainly were attacking the organisation, but the rest of us, I think, were resilient, got through that. And I think there was a well of openness and integrity that the organisation had prior to that event that enabled our customers and others to see that we were trying to solve the problem, and I think had some success at that. But that was a tough time. I think we came back really well from it, and I think our trust levels were maintained.
Our ocean cliff face outlets on all our major beaches, and the protection of our beaches has been a major achievement for Sydney Water. In the 80s, there was a lot of criticism of Sydney Water because of the discharge directly into the ocean from our treatment plants. And we maintained that our design of our deep water outfalls would eliminate the problem, but we were confident in our design and it proved to be very effective. And I think the resilience Sydney Water showed over those years proved that we can maintain our stance and maintain our values in the face of particular criticism from interests outside the organisation.
We're still here and we've delivered very valid solutions for wastewater management and water supply. I think though that our resilience now and going forward is going to very much depend on us understanding where our customers are coming from and responding to the things that they value most. And also I think that we've made major achievements with our energy management, particularly in recent years. Although the early engineers in the organisation were very clever with that as well. So much of our system is based on gravity. Gravity's free, and it's meant that a lot of our systems are very energy efficient, even though water and wastewater services require huge amounts of energy. The early engineers actually thought about that very clearly.